Hi, today I'm going to show you how I make my foam flowers using the flower foam that's available out there at the moment. There are loads of different brands and they're all slightly different thicknesses. I tend to use either a cream or a white flower foam because I like to be able to add my own colour. I also use two templates, one slightly larger than the other, to cut out my petals, so I literally just cut around the outside of them. Okay, now to colour my petals I use oil pastel, and I just put a little bit quite roughly around the edges of the foam. I don't get too hung up about being nice and neat because it changes when you start to manipulate the foam. Okay, so slightly fold it, put it between my forefinger and my thumb, and I roll it. Okay, just give it a bit of a roll and get it warm up. All right, and then once it's done that, I just gradually tease it, and then I tease it and it sort of forms like a cup shape with a fluted edge. Okay, I'll just show you again. Roll it up, squeezing it between your fingers, moving it backwards, front and forwards. Okay, and then that's your petal made. And the other thing I use is floristry wire, which I bend into a hook and then I wrap it around with a piece of flower foam. This helps to give me the shape I need for my flower. I also use hot glue because I found that waiting for a wet glue to dry is it just takes forever, and also the petals slip. It doesn't actually hold as well. So to start with, we're going to have the cups sides of the flower facing inwards, so that when we wrap it around our centerpiece it will look nice and bright. And then a bit of foam goes on and off we go. We're literally just going to put a couple of bits around the middle, putting it around and wrapping it around it as we go. Okay, now I want this petal to wrap over this one, so I'm just going to glue it so it wraps over it. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same on this side because I want it to wrap over here, so that when I've got it, it is nice and tight in the middle. Okay, you can't really see what I've just put in the middle of it, but that's just holding it. Okay, now I tend to work in odd numbers as petals go around because it tends to give me a slightly nicer finish. So I try and do 3s and 5s and then 7s. Doesn't always work, you know, like anything else we're playing with. You can guarantee that the day you want to do it in odd numbers, it's not going to let you. Right, so as you can see, all of my petals at the moment are facing inwards. I shall do one more row of them facing inwards and then they will be facing outside. And then this time the petals will be going over where the join is. So where the join gap is in between two petals is where I'm going to put my next petal on. Okay, right. Now you can see that I've got a basic shape starting to form. I'm just going to push these in a bit so that the glue is definitely holding them, and make sure that it's nicely manipulated into position. So as you can see, that's my nice tight centre now for my flower. Now I'm going to start putting the petals on the opposite way around to what I've just done it. So this time, instead of being curved inwards, they're going to start to curve outwards, and I'm going to try and get 5 going around the outside edge if I can this time. So I should probably be putting them quite close to each other. As you can see, it changes its shape now that they're going outwards. This helps it to look a little bit more natural. Okay, and just do another row with the small ones, and then we move on to the bigger petals. see it's starting to now shape up. Okay, I'm just going to give it a bit more manipulation and hold it into position while the glue dries slightly, because while it's all wet and warm, the glue moves quite a lot. So I'm just going to get it all moving in the right direction. Okay, now I'm going to put my larger petals on in the same direction as what I've just put all the small ones on, but they're going to go round. Okay, doing the same things. Okay. So you can see how I'm just pushing them on at the base. Okay, and this is my next row going round. So that's the last of my petals. The last bit that I can put on is what is the calyx, which is the little bit of green that you have underneath. Now I just cut a cross shape out and cover it, and then manipulate it in the same way as I do the petals, and then I just pushed it through to the base of where I'm going. And by pushing that in like that, I've now got myself something that will hold on to my petals and help me to manipulate it as I go along. Just pull off the extra glue strings, and there you go, my foam flower. There you go. Hope you like them. Thanks for watching.